My lords, a referendum is the most undemocratic method. It is a snapshot at a point of time. It is finite. Democracy needs to be dynamic so that every 4 or 5 years people have the opportunity to change their minds. And for the last year or so, I have boldly, in every opportunity, at every speech, at the opportune moment, asked the audience, domestic, international, universities, even school children, do you think Brexit was a huge mistake and an act of self-harm for the United Kingdom? And I'm not exaggerating. 99% of the hands go up. It happened just today. So I thank the noble lady Baroness Smith for initiating this debate. I congratulate Baroness Hodge on her excellent maiden speech. We first met over 2 decades ago when we were on Any Questions on the BBC together. So the government has said very clearly, unequivocally, that it's interested in re-establishing our relationship with Europe since it weakened post-Brexit. And this includes the new UK-EU Security Pact, improving bilateral relationships, and of course, with our allies within the Joint Expeditionary Force, which I don't think anyone has mentioned so far. It's a complex geopolitical environment, increasingly complex. But here's a fact. In 2023, 52% of our imports and 42% of our exports were with the European Union. And we've got a huge trade deficit with the European Union, and these levels of exports are 11% below the pre-pandemic and pre-Brexit levels. So the TCA has arrangements which are very, very restricted. And the Labour Party has said, and the government has said, that we want to improve the relationship, we don't want to rejoin the single market. Come on! Why can't we be bold? Why can't we join the single market? Why can't we then move towards the EEA Norway type model and then eventually move towards rejoining the European Union? The war in Ukraine has led to an increased cooperation between the UK and EU with regards to sanctions, intelligence sharing, military training, and with the challenges we face in defence procurement, with the noble Lord the Minister commit that we have problems because we're no longer in the EU when it comes to defence procurement. One of the senior-most police officers in this country during the Brexit debate, and I will not name the individual, said if people only knew the security arrangements we have with the EU, they would vote to remain just because of that one issue alone. And the Youth Mobility Scheme. Why can't we have a scheme where 18 to 30-year-olds can study and work in the UK and Europe? That's been proposed by the EU. We've rejected it. The security partnership that we have, can the government make its ambitions more concrete when it comes to security? And with the Erasmus programme, it is way, way better than Turing. Turing is one way. Erasmus is both ways. And we're losing out. Our children are losing out. European children are losing out. The music sector, we've heard from my Lord Berkeley, how they're losing out. Complex visa rules, cabotage restrictions, carnets, musical instrument certificates. This is ridiculous. We don't need this. In 2018, 10,100 UK students participated in Erasmus. School trips have dropped hugely since Brexit. And musicians say 47% of them reported reduced EU work. So, my lords, I conclude with this. Noble Lord Hannan spoke about cherry-picking. Well, I was president of the CBI. I sat on Business Europe. And you know what they used to say to me? Why did you leave? We really respected you. You were different. But we envied you because you had the best of both worlds. You had your own currency. You could set your own interest rates. You had the best of both worlds. Today, we have the worst of both worlds.